Heart experts add this to your coffee for better heart health. Even after 70, are you feeling that tightness in your chest again? That racing heartbeat that keeps you up at night? The shortness of breath that makes climbing a single flight of stairs feel like scaling Mount Everest? I see it every day in my practice. Patients walking in, exhausted and frightened, wondering if their heart is giving up on them. The worst part isn't just the physical symptoms, it's the fear that comes with them. The thought that keeps you up at night. Is my heart failing me? I understand that fear. I've watched it in the eyes of thousands of patients who come through my door, desperate for solutions that don't involve more medications with side effects that sometimes feel worse than the problem itself. What if I told you there's something so simple you could add to your morning routine that could dramatically improve your heart health? Something so accessible you probably already have it in your kitchen. Something that, when combined with your regular coffee, could help strengthen your heart, improve circulation, and potentially add years to your life. This isn't about another fad or expensive supplement. This is about a natural solution, backed by serious research that most cardiologists simply aren't talking about. Before I reveal what this heart-saving addition is, take a second to subscribe to this channel and hit that like button so you don't miss out on more life-saving information like this. And remember to check out the first link below to learn more about a product that will help improve these health problems twice as fast. What if your morning cup of coffee could become a powerful ally for your heart? Not just any coffee, but coffee with one specific addition that transforms it into what some of my patients call their heart medicine. Imagine waking up each morning, knowing that your first sip is actually working to repair damaged heart tissue, reduce inflammation in your arteries, and help normalize your blood pressure. That's exactly what happens when you add this one natural ingredient that I'm about to share with you. Heart disease remains the #1 killer in America, claiming more lives than all forms of cancer combined. Yet so many of us continue to rely solely on medications that often just mask symptoms instead of addressing the root causes. Medications that come with their own laundry list of side effects: dizziness, fatigue, persistent cough, even impotence. I've had patients tell me they'd rather deal with their heart condition than continue suffering through these side effects. But what if you could support your heart's health naturally, without those side effects? What if you could potentially reduce your dependence on some of those medications, always under your doctor's supervision, of course? That's the power of this coffee addition I've been recommending to my patients for years, with remarkable results. Let me pause for a moment and speak directly to you. Are you truly being heard in your health journey? Do you sometimes feel like you're navigating this complicated path alone, with doctors who have just a few minutes to spend with you before rushing off to the next patient? I want you to know that I see you, and this community sees you. If you're struggling with heart health issues, simply type "I'm listening" in the comments below. This simple act does two important things. It connects you with others facing similar challenges, creating a supportive community, and it helps our algorithm reach more people who need this crucial information. This isn't just about numbers. It's about building a community of people committed to taking control of their heart health naturally. Now let me share with you the remarkable ingredient that could transform your heart health journey. The powerful addition I'm talking about is cinnamon. Yes, common cinnamon that's probably sitting in your spice rack right now, but don't let its familiarity fool you. This is one of nature's most powerful medicines for your heart. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have shown that just half a teaspoon of cinnamon added to your daily coffee can help reduce levels of triglycerides, LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, and total cholesterol by up to 30% in some individuals. This isn't some marginal improvement. This is the kind of dramatic change that can significantly reduce your risk of heart attack and stroke. How does it work? Cinnamon contains compounds called polyphenols that help improve insulin sensitivity. When your body becomes more responsive to insulin, it stores less fat in your bloodstream and around your organs, including your heart. Less fat means less inflammation, and less inflammation means better heart function and lower blood pressure. It's a beautiful cascade of benefits from one simple spice. But cinnamon doesn't stop there. It also contains cinnamaldehyde, the compound that gives cinnamon its distinctive flavor and scent. This powerful substance has been shown to prevent the clumping of blood platelets, essentially performing a similar function to aspirin, but without the potential side effects of stomach irritation or bleeding. For many of my patients with risk factors for heart disease, this natural blood thinning effect provides an extra layer of protection against clot formation, which can lead to heart attacks and strokes. Think about that. Something as simple as cinnamon in your coffee potentially providing similar benefits to what doctors prescribe after heart attacks, but in a form your body recognizes and processes naturally. Now you might be wondering, does it matter what kind of cinnamon I use? The answer is yes, absolutely. There are two main types of cinnamon available in stores. Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes called true cinnamon, and cassia cinnamon, the more common variety found in most grocery stores. While both have heart health benefits, Ceylon cinnamon is the superior choice for several reasons. First, it contains more of the beneficial compounds that support heart health. Second, cassia cinnamon contains higher levels of a compound called coumarin, which can be harmful to the liver in large amounts. If you're using cinnamon daily as a health supplement, Ceylon is the safer choice. Look for it at health food stores or online. It's typically labeled as Ceylon or true cinnamon and often comes from Sri Lanka. How much should you use? For heart health benefits, research suggests adding about half a teaspoon to your coffee daily. Simply sprinkle it into your ground coffee before brewing, or stir it into your cup afterwards. Some of my patients prefer to mix it with a small amount of honey first to help it dissolve better, which is fine if you don't have diabetes or blood sugar concerns. If you find the taste too strong at first, start with a quarter teaspoon and gradually increase to the full amount. Your taste buds will adjust, and many people actually come to enjoy the warm, slightly sweet flavor it adds to their morning brew. If you don't like coffee, cinnamon can also be added to tea, oatmeal, or yogurt with similar benefits. The key is consistency. When one of my patients, Robert, first came to me, his blood pressure was consistently reading 170/95, despite being on 2 different medications. His cholesterol was elevated, and he was experiencing occasional chest pain that frightened him enough to end up in the emergency room twice in 1 month. After a thorough examination and tests, I suggested he try adding Ceylon cinnamon to his morning coffee while maintaining his prescribed medications. Robert was skeptical but willing to try anything that might help. 3 months later, his blood pressure had dropped to 145/85, still not perfect, but a significant improvement. His LDL cholesterol had decreased by 27 points, and most importantly, he hadn't experienced any episodes of chest pain. 6 months after starting this simple routine, Robert's blood pressure was consistently reading around 135/80, good enough that his primary care physician was able to reduce one of his medications. Robert told me, "I never would have believed something as simple as cinnamon could make such a difference. I feel like I've gotten part of my life back." If you're finding this information valuable, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. By building this community, we can reach more people with potentially life-saving information like this. And don't forget to check out the first link below to learn about a product that can help address these health issues twice as fast. Now, as powerful as cinnamon is, its effects are multiplied when combined with certain other heart-healthy additions to your coffee. One of these is a small amount of cocoa powder, yes, chocolate in your coffee. Pure unsweetened cocoa powder contains flavonols that have been shown to improve blood vessel function and reduce blood pressure. A study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that consuming cocoa flavonols regularly was associated with a 27% reduction in cardiovascular death. When combined with cinnamon, you create a powerful duo of polyphenols that work synergistically to support your heart. Just add a teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa powder along with your cinnamon for what some of my patients call a heart-healthy mocha. Another powerful addition is a small amount of cardamom, a spice commonly used in Middle Eastern and Indian cooking. Cardamom contains compounds that help relax the muscles around your blood vessels, potentially lowering blood pressure and improving circulation. In fact, a study published in the Indian Journal of Biochemistry and Biophysics found that cardamom supplementation helped reduce blood pressure in subjects with hypertension by about 8 points systolic and 5 points diastolic, comparable to some prescription medications. Adding just a pinch of ground cardamom along with your cinnamon creates a delicious aromatic coffee that works double duty for your heart health. The taste is subtle but pleasant, slightly citrusy and exotic, and pairs beautifully with the warmth of cinnamon. For those who are serious about optimizing their heart health, there's one more addition to consider: a quarter teaspoon of ground ginger. Ginger has been shown to reduce blood clotting activity in a manner similar to aspirin, potentially lowering the risk of heart attack and stroke. It also has powerful anti-inflammatory properties that can help reduce inflammation in the blood vessels. A review published in the International Journal of Preventive Medicine analyzed multiple studies and concluded that ginger consumption is associated with decreased risk factors for cardiovascular disease. The combination of cinnamon, cocoa, cardamom, and ginger creates what I call the cardiac quartet, a powerful blend of spices that support multiple aspects of heart health simultaneously. The flavor profile might take some getting used to, but many of my patients report that they actually come to prefer it over regular coffee. It's important to note that while these natural additions can significantly impact your heart health, they aren't meant to replace proper medical care. If you're currently taking medications for heart conditions, continue taking them as prescribed and consult with your healthcare provider before making any changes. These natural approaches work best as complementary strategies alongside appropriate medical treatment. In some cases, as your health improves, your doctor may determine that you need less medication, but that decision should always be made by a qualified healthcare professional familiar with your specific situation. What about the timing? Is there an optimal time to drink your heart-healthy coffee? Some research suggests that consuming cinnamon in the morning may help regulate blood sugar throughout the day, which indirectly benefits heart health. However, the most important factor is consistency. Finding a time that works for your schedule so you can maintain the habit daily. Some of my patients prefer to have their heart-healthy coffee with breakfast, while others find it works better as a mid-morning ritual. The key is making it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine, like brushing your teeth or taking prescribed medications. How long does it take to see results? This varies from person to person, but many of my patients report noticeable improvements in energy levels and reduced symptoms like shortness of breath within 2 to 3 weeks. Measurable changes in blood pressure typically begin to appear after about 4 weeks of daily use. Changes in cholesterol levels usually take a bit longer, often 2 to 3 months of consistent use before significant improvements show up in blood tests. The key here is patience and consistency. These natural approaches work with your body's own healing mechanisms, which sometimes take time to show measurable results. But the benefits continue to accumulate over time, often becoming more pronounced after 6 months or a year of regular use. One question I often get from patients is whether these additions to coffee will interact with medications they're taking. This is a valid concern, as some natural substances can indeed affect how drugs are metabolized in the body. Cinnamon in particular may enhance the effects of diabetes medications, potentially leading to low blood sugar. If you're taking medications to control your blood sugar, monitor your levels closely and work with your healthcare provider to adjust dosages if needed. Cinnamon and ginger can also have mild blood thinning effects, so if you're taking prescription blood thinners like warfarin Coumadin or newer agents like apixaban Eliquis, discuss this with your doctor before adding these spices to your daily routine. In most cases, the amounts we're talking about, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a pinch of cardamom, a quarter teaspoon of ginger, are small enough that significant interactions are unlikely, but it's always better to err on the side of caution. Let me tell you about another patient, Margaret, who came to me after suffering a mild heart attack at age 68. She was frustrated with the side effects of her medications, particularly the persistent cough from her ACE inhibitor and the muscle pain from her statin. While I emphasized the importance of continuing these medications after a heart attack, I also suggested she try the cinnamon coffee addition, along with cocoa and cardamom. Margaret diligently followed this routine every morning, and after 4 months her follow-up tests showed remarkable improvement. Her inflammation markers had decreased significantly, her blood pressure was better controlled, and her LDL cholesterol had dropped by 42 points, more than we would typically expect from her medication alone. With these improvements, her primary care physician was able to reduce the dosage of her statin, which helped alleviate the muscle pain she had been experiencing. Margaret told me, "I feel like I'm actively participating in my recovery, not just swallowing pills and hoping for the best. This morning ritual has become a form of self-care that I truly look forward to." The beauty of this approach is that it's accessible to almost everyone. You don't need expensive equipment or rare ingredients. You don't need to completely overhaul your diet or lifestyle, though other heart-healthy choices certainly help. You're simply enhancing something you already enjoy, your morning coffee, with powerful natural medicines that have been used across various cultures for centuries. This is the kind of practical, implementable advice I've found most valuable for my patients. Small changes that fit easily into existing routines but can yield significant results over time. Beyond the physical benefits, there's something emotionally satisfying about taking this kind of active role in your heart health. Many patients tell me that their heart-healthy coffee ritual becomes a moment of mindfulness in their day, a time when they're consciously doing something good for their body. This sense of agency and control can be profoundly important when dealing with a condition like heart disease, which often leaves people feeling helpless or at the mercy of their genetics. Each cup becomes a reminder that you're not passive in this journey. You're making choices every day that support your heart's health and function. If you're really interested in maximizing the benefits of your heart-healthy coffee, consider brewing methods that preserve more of the beneficial compounds in coffee itself. Research suggests that paper filters used in drip coffee makers actually remove some of the beneficial oils in coffee that may help raise HDL good cholesterol. Methods like French press, espresso, or Turkish coffee that don't use paper filters allow these beneficial compounds to remain in your cup. However, these methods also leave in compounds called cafestyl and coffeol, which can slightly raise LDL cholesterol in some people. If your LDL is already elevated, you might want to stick with paper-filtered methods. For most people with balanced cholesterol levels, though, the benefits of unfiltered brewing methods may outweigh the risks, especially when combined with cinnamon and other heart-supporting spices. The quality of your coffee matters too. Coffee beans are among the most heavily sprayed crops in the world, often containing residues of multiple pesticides. Whenever possible, choose organic coffee to minimize your exposure to these chemicals, which can contribute to inflammation and oxidative stress, both enemies of heart health. Additionally, darker roasts appear to contain higher levels of a compound called N-methylpyridinium, which has been shown to reduce acid production in the stomach and may help prevent gastric irritation, a common side effect that leads some people to avoid coffee despite its health benefits. While we're on the topic of quality, let's talk about the water you use to brew your coffee. Most municipal water contains chlorine, which can react with organic compounds in coffee to produce potentially harmful byproducts. Using filtered water not only improves the taste of your coffee, but may also reduce your exposure to these compounds. Something as simple as a basic carbon filter pitcher can make a significant difference. For those who want to take it a step further, consider adding a pinch of mineral-rich pink Himalayan salt to your water before brewing. This may sound strange, but a tiny amount of salt, not enough to taste, helps extract more of the beneficial compounds from the coffee and spices during brewing, potentially enhancing both flavor and health benefits. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you're finding this information valuable. Building this community helps us reach more people with potentially life-saving information. And remember to check out that first link below to learn about a product that can help address these health issues twice as fast. Now let's talk about how to incorporate this heart-healthy coffee into a broader strategy for cardiovascular wellness. While this simple addition can make a significant difference, its benefits are amplified when combined with other heart-supportive habits. One of the most powerful is regular moderate physical activity. You don't need to become a marathon runner. In fact, research suggests that simply walking briskly for 30 minutes most days of the week can reduce your risk of heart attack and stroke by up to 30%. When combined with your daily cinnamon coffee ritual, this 1-2 punch creates a powerful defense system for your heart. Another synergistic strategy is increasing your consumption of omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, as well as in walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds. Omega-3s help reduce inflammation throughout the body, including in the blood vessels, and can help lower triglycerides, reduce blood pressure, and decrease the risk of irregular heartbeat. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that people with elevated cardiovascular risk who took omega-3 supplements had a 25% lower risk of heart attack and stroke compared to those taking a placebo. When combined with your cinnamon coffee routine, omega-3s create another layer of protection for your heart. Sleep is another critical but often overlooked component of heart health. Chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to increased inflammation, higher blood pressure, and elevated stress hormones, all risk factors for heart disease. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep most nights. Interestingly, some patients report that switching to their heart-healthy coffee actually improves their sleep quality, possibly due to the anti-inflammatory effects of cinnamon and other spices, helping to reduce nighttime pain and discomfort that might otherwise disrupt sleep. If you're sensitive to caffeine, consider enjoying your heart-healthy coffee before noon to minimize any impact on your sleep cycle. Stress management is equally important for heart health. Chronic stress triggers inflammation and contributes to behaviors that increase heart disease risk, like overeating, smoking, or drinking too much alcohol. Taking time each day for stress-reducing activities, whether that's meditation, gentle yoga, spending time in nature, or simply enjoying a quiet moment with your heart-healthy coffee, can make a meaningful difference in your cardiovascular risk profile. The ritual of preparing your special coffee can itself become a mindful moment in your day, a small oasis of calm in our hectic world. I want to emphasize that these natural approaches shouldn't replace standard medical care. If you're experiencing symptoms like chest pain, shortness of breath, unusual fatigue, or irregular heartbeat, seek immediate medical attention. These could be signs of a serious heart condition requiring prompt treatment. The heart-healthy additions we've discussed are best viewed as complementary strategies to optimize your cardiovascular health. Alongside appropriate medical care, always keep your healthcare provider informed about any supplements or significant dietary changes you're making. For those who are very serious about optimizing their heart health naturally, consider having advanced lipid testing beyond the standard cholesterol panel. Standard tests measure total cholesterol, HDL, LDL, and triglycerides, but they don't tell the whole story. Advanced testing can measure particle sizes and numbers, which can be more predictive of heart disease risk than traditional measurements. Some people have mostly large, buoyant LDL particles, which appear to be less harmful than small, dense LDL particles. Cinnamon and the other additions we've discussed may help shift your LDL profile toward the less harmful variety. But without advanced testing, you won't know if this beneficial change is occurring. Similarly, standard blood pressure measurements at your doctor's office provide only a snapshot of your cardiovascular health. Consider investing in a quality home blood pressure monitor and tracking your readings regularly, ideally at the same times each day. This gives you and your healthcare provider a more complete picture of how your blood pressure responds to medications, dietary changes, and additions like cinnamon coffee. Many of my patients keep a simple journal, noting their daily blood pressure alongside notes about their cinnamon coffee consumption, sleep quality, exercise, and stress levels. Over time, patterns emerge that can help fine-tune your heart health strategy. I know we've covered a lot of information, and you might be wondering how to get started. Let me simplify it. Begin tomorrow morning with just the cinnamon addition to your coffee. Half a teaspoon stirred into your regular brew. That's it. Do this daily for 2 weeks to establish the habit and allow your taste buds to adjust. After 2 weeks, if you're enjoying the routine, consider adding unsweetened cocoa powder for additional benefits. Another 2 weeks later, experiment with cardamom if you like. The key is making small, sustainable changes, rather than trying to do everything at once and becoming overwhelmed. Remember that heart disease doesn't develop overnight, and neither will its reversal. The power of this approach lies in its consistency over time. Each day that you choose your heart-healthy coffee, you're making a deposit in the bank of your cardiovascular health. Small investments that compound dramatically over months and years. Patients often ask me how long they need to continue this practice. My answer is simple. How long do you want to support your heart health? These aren't temporary fixes, but rather lifestyle practices that continue to yield benefits as long as you maintain them. I understand the journey of heart health can sometimes feel overwhelming and lonely. The constant vigilance, the worry with each unusual sensation in your chest, the frustration when despite your best efforts, your numbers aren't where you want them to be. I want you to know that you're not alone in this journey. The fact that you're still watching this video shows your commitment to taking control of your heart health, and that commitment is the most powerful medicine of all. By implementing these simple yet powerful strategies, you're taking active steps to support your heart in ways that many people never consider. This isn't just about avoiding disease, it's about creating vibrant heart health that allows you to live fully and energetically for years to come. I want to thank you for investing this time in learning about how to support your heart health naturally. If you found value in this information, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Your engagement helps us reach more people with this potentially life-changing information. And don't forget to check out the first link below to learn about a product that can help address these health issues twice as fast. Remember, your heart works tirelessly for you every second of every day. It deserves the same dedication and care in return. Each heart-healthy choice you make, including your morning cinnamon coffee ritual, is a way of saying thank you to this remarkable organ that makes everything else in your life possible. Here's to your heart health. May each beat be strong, steady, and full of vitality for years to come.